Hey everyone, how you doing? What a win yesterday. Not the best win, not the best performance ever, but a great solid win for West Ham. I thought we were superb in the second half. First half, not so much. A bit dodgy. But that was my first game in 18 months yesterday. Southampton at home in February last year was the last match I attended, which we won 3-1. And since then a lot's happened in everybody's lives and for obvious reasons as well. But during that time, you sort of get used to not attending football. Do you know that old saying, you can't miss what you don't have? By the end of it, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, you no longer got going to football anymore. And I missed it an outrageous amount when COVID first hit. I missed attending football. I missed the matchday experience, going and seeing West Ham and that. But by the end of it, when season ticket renewal time comes around, you're sort of thinking, do I miss it? Do I still miss it? Because you've got a new normality now, which includes not attending the football. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a bit of me that was like, how much do I miss it kind of thing. Yesterday confirmed, I've missed it a lot. I have missed that feeling, that emotion that you get when you're at that game there and you win a game like yesterday is just unbelievable. It's undescribable to some extent. I have missed football. I have missed West Ham, and both are back, and I am loving it. What a day it was yesterday. Thought the away fans were superb from the first minute to the last. It was just incredible. You can hear my voice probably. My throat still hasn't recovered from yesterday. Now, we wouldn't have changed a thing in the world, including going behind, believe it or not. But I'll tell you why in just a second. I'm here to talk about the game. But before I do, point in the direction of our sponsors, One Football app. Get it downloaded. Gonzo would have been using it in the build-up shows. You get the lineup straight to your phone 1 hour before kickoff. It is combining social media and your favourite football teams. You get it downloaded for free, might I add. You favourite what you want to see. So you favourite West Ham, in my case Scotland, and all you see is the news for that club and country. To keep up to date with all the latest transfer news, keep up to date with all the team news ahead of the next fixture and all the scores as they go in around the Premier League. Get downloaded today, the links in the description and the pinned comments of this video. But back to talking about this game. I mean, Callum Wilson scoring was inevitable. It was always going to happen. It took 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And I like my phrase, show me a goal, I'll show you a mistake. There's quite a few here, isn't there? I've watched the game back since, I had to. I thought Dawson scored yesterday. Until I was in the car on the way home, I genuinely thought Craig Dawson had scored. But anyway, I'll get on to that in a second. So show me a goal, show you a mistake. You can start with the Creswell Benrahma thing. It's not perfect, is it? Newcastle win the ball back, St. Maximin. He does Declan Rice, doesn't he? Let's be honest, he absolutely does Declan Rice. Lovely ball in, and there's Callum Wilson, who Craig Dawson has just lost him. Dawson doesn't know where he is. He's standing next to him. 3 seconds later, Callum Wilson's bang, great finish. It was always going to happen, but it was a great start for West Ham. You think, oh, here we go again, kind of thing. We had to pick ourselves up, and we did. But the whole first half, I thought we gave St. Maximin far too much respect. He's a wonderful player, and Newcastle fans must thoroughly enjoy watching him play football, because especially the first 45, every time he got the ball, he was running at us, he was trying to do all these step overs, his flicks, his tricks, he pirouetted for hours in the second half at one point. He's a joy to watch as a Newcastle fan. But I felt that we allowed him to play a little bit too much in that first 45. We let him influence the game too often. Not so much for the assist, for the opener. There's not much. Declan Rice is doing his best there, and I think you just have to give credit to St. Maximin. But the rest of the half, I just felt we backed off him far too much. Anyway, we got the equaliser. And through Aaron Creswell, again, we all thought it was Jared Bowen kind of scored kind of thing. But when you watch it back, it's understandable why we thought that. And I think, credit to Aaron Creswell completely here. Did he mean to score? Probably not. Is it a cross? Yeah. But it's very similar to those free kicks you see 30 yards out quite wide where a left footer will take on the right hand side or vice versa. And they sort of curl it in towards the back post with the intention and hope that no one touches it, it misses all your teammates, it bounces and goes in, it causes the keeper a problem. And that's what Creswell's cross is yesterday, in my opinion. He's put it in there hoping that Souček or Bowen will be able to knock it in, but if they don't, it hits the back net, and that is exactly what happened. It's a fantastic cross by Aaron Creswell, but ended up being a really good goal by him as well, in my opinion. Obviously we went 2-1 down. It was just more defensive errors here, isn't it? It's just defensive problems that we've got there. They come down the left, cross goes in by Matt Ritchie. It is the most sort of silly looking header I've seen in a long time by Murphy. He doesn't really head it. He sort of just takes a step to the left and the ball just sort of hits him and goes in. I mean, it ends up squeezing in on that far post. When you see the camera angle from behind the post, it's a lovely header. But I don't know, it's just the way he does it. It just looked very unnatural. But this one is where you're looking at the likes of Pablo Fornals, where you can't just let that happen. Who I thought had a really good game for Niles, and he deserves credit for his part in Creswell's goal, because it would have been easy to hit that. We probably had 2 or 3 shooting opportunities in the build up to Creswell's goal, but we didn't take them. We stayed composed, stayed calm, and ended up with the goal. But the other side, he's made an error. It's 2-1 Newcastle. You're going in at half time. I was a bit disappointed with us in the first 45. I thought it was an even game. I thought we looked dangerous going forward, but they looked dangerous going forward. And I didn't know if it was sort of credit to the attackers of both teams or sort of a criticism of both defensive. And I think it's a bit of both, really. I don't think either side were playing at the top of the game defensively, and I don't think neither was at the top of their game offensively either. I think St Maximin was the best player in the park for the first 45 minutes, but I do think that changed in the second half. I think Moyes got his tactics bang on in the second half. I felt Benrahma moved more central when we were going forward, but the most important thing was we closed St Maximin down. I had a little look at the figures on the way home. I like my stats, and Gonzo calls it confirmation bias, and I've seen that St Maximin did 8 dribbles in the first half, only 4 in the second. He got dispossessed a lot more in the second half as well, and no more so than the tackle by Declan Rice. Fantastic tackle, wins the ball, gets his head up, gives it to Jared Bowen, he sprays it out to Benrahma. 2 minutes later, it's in the back of the net. There it goes, side Benrahma with the equaliser for us. And I was pleased he scored, because I'm not going to lie, I thought he'd given the ball away cheaply a couple of times prior to that, and he was offside at one point where he really didn't need to be offside, overhit a couple of crosses. And I did think if we had a new signing on the bench in that position, he may have brought him on. And I was expecting to see Lanzini at some point when we were 2-1 down, and I thought Benrahma would have been one hooked. He was trying, in the first half he went close with an effort, but he got that goal. And I do think that goal sort of allowed him to play even more side. I thought Benrahma got much better after his goal. His passes were, instead of not quite working, they were working. He got even better after he scored that equaliser. It's a great equaliser for us as well. Then of course we got the pen. Now, I'll be honest, not a pen. There's absolutely no chance that was a pen. Murphy wins the ball. He kicks it into Fornals' shin. There's no way that's a pen. If that was against West Ham, I would have been absolutely livid with that decision. No way a penalty, but we got it. Poor pen from it. It was a crap penalty by Antonio, wasn't it? Really, really bad. I feel a bit sorry for him to some extent, because he sort of missed that chance prior, which I don't think it was a bad miss. The header onto the post kind of thing, and it looks worse if you were to freeze the picture at one point. He's heading the ball into an open net, isn't he? But the ball comes shooting at him. He does really well, just get his head on it and guide it towards the goal. It's not a bad miss or anything. It's just unlucky, actually. He does well to make contact with it, so he's missed that. Then he's got a long wait, which it felt like 2-3 minutes in the ground. I'm sure it wasn't that long, but it feels like that. He's standing there, people talking to him, and it just puts you off a little bit when you're going to take a pen, doesn't it? But it's a shocking penalty by Antonio, and well, followed in by Souček, who I thought was Craig Dawson. I thought Craig Dawson scored yesterday. I thought that was him until I literally got home practically. I honestly thought Craig Dawson scored our third goal. But anyway, when I did my player ratings, I sent Gonzo my player ratings, I think I gave Dawson a 6 because I thought he scored. I need to take a point off him now. I thought he was poor yesterday, Craig Dawson. I thought he got run ragged. His positioning for the first goal was awful. I don't think he had the best game, but I think he was only one that was below average for West Ham. We went on to make it 4-2, didn't we? Mikel Antonio, and this is probably my favourite goal of the game, to be honest with you. We get the ball deep and Antonio's there. Antonio starts the move. He sort of chests it down to Bowen and turns and just runs. And Bowen needs a lot of credit for his pass to side Benrahma, because he's off balance. It's a difficult one to do. He's got to sort of hook it, plays it beautifully into the path of Benrahma, who just times his run perfectly. It's enough to gain the pitch, but also not too fast that Antonio can't overtake him. His pass to Antonio is just absolute perfection. You think the first touch from Antonio is probably a little bit heavy, but the strike is unbelievable. That is a fine finish. That's what you would call a striker's finish, isn't it? Unbelievable goal from Antonio. The celebrations were fantastic as well, that one, because it didn't feel like it was too long between the third goal and the fourth goal. You couldn't really enjoy Bowen's equaliser too much because of VAR and stuff. But that fourth goal, the celebrations were unbelievable and will live with me for a long time. That feeling, I've missed it. I have missed that feeling. You could just bottle that up and take it home with you. You'd be a very rich man selling that feeling. That's what you want from football. But all in all, a really good win. I thought we were very professional in the second half. I thought our front four were fantastic. Benrahma, Bowen, Fornals and Antonio up front. I thought they were really, really good. Every time we got the ball in the second half, I thought we were going to go on and do something. We were going to go on and get a chance. Newcastle could not handle us. We were that good. Defensively, I thought we were much better. I just thought Soufal upped his game in the second half. I thought Rice bossed it. I thought Declan Rice in the second half of St James's Park was unbelievable. He stopped everything from Newcastle and started most things for West Ham as well. When he goes on those surging runs, when he picks the ball up and just starts striding forward, as a fan, you get excited. You think, because he doesn't lose the ball very often, Declan, so he might not play a defence splitting pass, but what he does do, he gets you 30 yards of the pitch, he pushes the defence back, it allows Benrahma, Bowen, Fornals, Antonio to make runs off the ball till Rice can give it to someone and say, right, now you go and create something. I thought Rice was superb. He was my man of match for that second half. First half, I don't think he was that great, but the second half, I thought he was unbelievable. That was one of my favourite 45 minutes from Declan Rice I've seen. And he was struggling with cramp as well. We know that. We've seen it. Moyes has spoken about it after as well, which is a bit concerning because it's lack of pre-season for Declan, isn't it? But this is where we are with sort of lack of signings. And the reason I felt that was a good thing we went behind, though, a bit of a worry, because you were at the time you're thinking, well, we had players on the bench, we can maybe do something. But it just shows that last season's form, last season as a whole, it wasn't a fluke. We've continued the hard work rate, the fitness. I thought we looked really fit yesterday. Come the end of the game, we were still running and still trying to score goals as well. And it was thoroughly enjoyable to watch. Often we're a bit rusty on match day one, West Ham. I think that was our first win since the win at the Emirates in 2015-16. That's the last time we won an opening home game away to Arsenal when Reece Oxford played, who was 16 years old. Reece Oxford's now in his 20s. But that just shows how long it's been since we won an opening fixture in the Premier League. And I thought we thoroughly deserved it yesterday. I thought we were brilliant. So at the time, going to go behind, bad news. Did not enjoy it at all. But with hindsight, now the game's finished, I like it because it shows the character and the attitude of this squad. And one of my favourite things from yesterday was at the full-time whistle. Declan, well, they all come over, but Declan in particular was really enjoying the celebrations and stuff. Noble come over, was enjoying them. But then once the player, Moyes was obviously going around congratulating the players and shaking hands with the Newcastle ones and that. So by the time Moyes come over, the players had started to walk away from the away fans. They were on the edge of the 18-yarder. So Moyes sort of gave out a little bit of that, and then the fans started clapping. Then he just did a bit of a fist pump, a double fist pump in the air, which got a massive cheer from the away fans, and you could tell Moyes enjoyed it because he was walking away, then he started walking sideways a little bit to just soak it in a little bit. I thought the atmosphere was brilliant yesterday. Individual performers, it's difficult. I always say it's difficult. It's not, is it? I think Bowen was immense. I think he's played better than I thought. I thought he had a really good game yesterday. After watching the highlights back, with his involvement in Antonio's winner and stuff as well, that solo run he done. I mean, I thought he took about... When you're at the game, you can often see things that didn't happen. The Benrahma thing, the Bowen's run in the first half, I was generally convinced he took it around 4 players. I've watched back, he only dribbled around 2, but there was another couple of players behind him and stuff. I was almost disappointed there was only 2 players he skipped past. That deserved a goal, but I thought Jared Bowen yesterday was really, really good. And had we signed Jesse Lingard last week, had we signed Lingard a fortnight ago, he would have started yesterday, and I would have wanted to see Jesse Lingard start yesterday. If we sign Jesse Lingard today, I don't want to see him start against Leicester. That 3 and Antonio deserve to keep their places on merit. Now, that's now their shirts to lose. And Fornals, I didn't think had the best game, but it wasn't the worst game. He was influential. I thought Benrahma was fantastic, a real joy to watch as well. It's the first time I've seen a lot of these players play. I've not seen Benrahma in a West Ham shirt before. I've not seen Soufal, not seen Soufal at all in the West Ham shirt. Seen Souček and Bowen a few games maybe. January, February time last year, saw them a handful of times. So that was yesterday was the first time I and plenty others saw Benrahma and Soufal in the West Ham shirt for the first time, which is just mad really, considering being here for a season. But yeah, what fantastic day, fantastic game, great win, and this just gives you a bit of hope that you can repeat last season. It's going to be difficult with the lack of numbers at the minute. Moyes' words about the transfer market was encouraging after the game. Stuart Pearce earlier on today spoken about Lingard a little bit, which is also encouraging as far as I'm concerned. But it just gives you proof that when the full-time whistle went against Aston Villa at the end of last season, not Aston Villa, Southampton, the last game, Southampton, our form did not stop. The attitude, the character, the fitness levels, the hard work rate, all of that is carried on to yesterday, and that's probably my favourite thing. I probably prefer that over the win, if that makes sense, because long term throughout the season we've got a good starting 11. We've got a really good starting 11, and with a few additions there's no reason we cannot have a decent European campaign, finish in the top half again, and just like yesterday play some entertaining football, because that second half against Newcastle, that was bloody fantastic to watch. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. If you enjoyed this little review, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you tomorrow.